Hello, my name is Jay, and this is Tech Vault. This is our news show where we talk about what's new and latest in the world of technology. First up, we got to look at how the 1070 Ti is actually going to change GPU prices, hopefully for the better. And actually, now you're probably wondering why exactly we think this new card is going to do a whole lot in the prices across the board. Well, you'll have to stay tuned for that, but we're actually pretty sure about this one. We're definitely going to see at least a $50 drop in some of the prices for the mid-range graphics card, so that's definitely something to stay tuned for. Next up, we got to look at Nvidia's self-driving cars, which are really, really cool. And I wouldn't say it's more of a collaboration between Tesla and Nvidia, but basically Nvidia is making these chips that are going to be going in Teslas, and they're going Tesla cars, and they're going to basically be going around and helping them drive, like an automatic taxi and stuff. That's what they're looking at there. Not to mention, one of the cool things when I was doing my research for this one is they're actually going about and they're making a VR specially designed to test the chip. Now you're probably wondering, well, why would you do a VR on something that like that? Obviously, why would you do a VR to test the chip? Well, obviously, if you're going around driving and stuff, you want to make sure that it looks. The VR is designed to make it feel like a real life kind of situation, and basically to stress test the chip to see where mistakes happen, things like that, so they can troubleshoot. Because obviously you wouldn't want to have something bad happen, and you want all those bugs out by the time you got to the real world. And finally, we got to look at the fan submissions you guys submit. Basically, we go on our Discord server. You can post a picture, a little bit of information, some specs on there, and we go over and we review your build and we check it out, tell you what we think, and that's what we usually do at the end of the videos. So it's in the description. Hop on that Discord server, post a nice little message or something, and post a couple pictures of your rig, and you can get it featured on here. And of course, that's a good thing to have as well. So anyway, let's get into it. So you're probably wondering, you're like, how is a 1070 Ti going to change prices? Now you either are one of two people. Number one, you've already got yourself the graphics card you want, and you're perfectly fine, which is perfectly normal, and it really doesn't help you as much. But if you're looking to buy a graphics card, this is what you probably should wait for. Now, you don't want to wait for it because necessarily you're going to be buying it, but it will drop the prices across the board. Now, you're thinking, why in the world would someone want? Why would the price drop? Well, first off, when Ethereum miners and cryptocurrency miners, they were setting out to have a little bit more of a card like the Vega 64 and 56, which was kind of specially designed for cryptocurrency mining, and this card is kind of falling in that same situation. So another kind of cryptocurrency mining card will take all the people that are mining on the other different cards, and they'll kind of focus them on that one card and kind of stop them from buying as much of the other cards, which means that there'll be a little bit more of those cards available, meaning the prices will kind of go down a bit. Now, I would not recommend getting a 1070 Ti at all. Now, first of all, let me explain why. When it comes out, it's going to be very expensive. It's just the way anything works in GPUs whatsoever. So first of all, if you look, the 56 and 64, Vega 6, RX 56 and 64 shot up in price for maybe 3 months, or 2 months, sorry. It hasn't even been out 3 months. And they've shot up in price like crazy amounts. So basically, it just it's not necessarily worth it to go out and just set out for that card. What you would be a good bet to go for is get one of the cards lower, or cards above, like a 1080 or a 1070, which would greatly drop or you probably save $50 on it, and you'll probably be able to get a pretty good deal, which will be better for your build, and not necessarily going for this 1070 because it still has the same amount of video RAM, and it has some slightly bit more cores, but still it ends up falling in between there. And I think it's just something to lower prices. It's better. That's why you should be concerned about it if you're building a computer or buying one, is because it keeps prices. It will drop prices, not necessarily something you want to buy. Next up, we gotta look at Nvidia's self-driving cars, which I think are a very cool idea. So when I was looking up the research and stuff for these, they've got like these chips that they're putting in the cars, and they're basically gonna self-drive, be kind of like self-driving taxis. So you can go over like a car, and you put in your money, and then it takes you to wherever you need to be, and there's not even a driver in there. So the thing about that is they've also gone around and made like a special VR for the testing thing. Now, I would focus as part of the section of the video on how cool the AI chips are that are going to be in these cars, which I've already explained what the artificial intelligence is, and how Nvida and AMD and all these Intel, all these companies are making AI chips. But what I really found fascinating when I was doing my research is that they've actually made like a special VR situation to test the car and test the chip to test its programming. Now, obviously, you don't want to be going out in the real world and have it, bug out and crash and then hit something in real life. So obviously, you want to make sure that you test it. And I thought it was very cool because they made a whole VR themed off of Star Trek, by the way, which basically is just to test the visuals of the chip and see how it reacts to like, speed limit sign or something like that, and then go through and check it and see how it reacts, and then make sure it doesn't, do any weird buggy things that, of course, you wouldn't want it to be doing something buggy while you're in the car. So, next up, we gotta look at the fan submissions. And now this is my favorite part of the video because I get to see what I don't have, and I don't have a whole lot. But you look at some of this stuff, it looks really cool, and this is really nice to see what other people have and how they set up their, builds and stuff. And I really like to, check. This is really fun for me. So basically, you get to ooh and ah over stuff you don't have, which is kind of nice. So first up, let's take a look at the first build, I guess, or first setup. And it looks like he's got himself a CyberPower PC. I've got a couple images this time, which is really good for, the video editing part. But he looks like he's got a 1050 in there, a 1050 graphics card, I believe. Let me see if I can get the specs here. Here we are. So he's got an AMD Ryzen 3, which is a 8-core, 8-thread, 4-core processor. I believe it runs base at 3.1 gigahertz. You got 8 gigabytes of DDR4. We don't know the speed on that one. 2 1 terabyte hard drives in RAID. Well, that's pretty good. We've got a 500 gigabyte SSD, which is really nice. I wish I should have gotten that, but of course I liked more to put more effort in my graphics card instead of getting a better SSD. And then of course he says it can play GTA 5 at 30 to 40 FPS, which is pretty decent. And it's got Windows 10 Home on it, which obviously I gotta say is a the computer itself I believe is a CyberPower PC, and I mean I'm always not a big fan of pre-built PCs because this probably costs around $800, and the specs on there I would personally go about doing differently. But I like PC building for the reason that you get to customize and know exactly what you want compared to going about and just getting a pre-built PC, which is kind of built for general people. But I do think, first of all, I do want to say though that the nice, I like the case. I mean, obviously it's a CyberPower PC case, but I mean it's a nice kind of clean case, nice quality case, I guess. That's the thing about pre-built PCs is they all tend to have nice quality parts. I mean, where sometimes you could go get like a 120 gigabyte SSD compared to the 500 and save a little bit and get a higher graphics card. That's kind of what I like about PC building. But looking at this, you got your Xbox controller, you got like a nice little TV set up there. It looks really cool. You got your whole desk and stuff set up there. It looks really nice, and the red glow, I like that a lot. So yeah, that's really cool. Now, yesterday we also had another person that submitted their build, and I wanted to go through, and because they sent in a couple more pictures, I wanted to go through and showcase what it looks like. And I gotta say, it's very, very nice. I mean, this build is you can tell lots of work got put into this build, because first of all, you look at the setup right there. The setup just looks awesome. It's got like, full double 4K monitors that are curved. It looks very nice. And then we also got to look at the computer itself, and it's got some RAM in there. It's got SLI. It looks awesome. So dual SLI looks very, very cool, and that's expensive too. So I personally prefer one graphics card over two. I know there's the wow factor there, but two graphics cards don't perform the same as one good graphics card for less. Because I have a 1080 Ti, and I'm sure 1080 Ti performs much better in some games with just one graphics card compared to just the 1080, because some games only use one, which is why I prefer to have a powerful graphics card, just one. But I do think the wow factor there alone is very nice. So I gotta say, the wow factor and the fact you got two graphics cards in there, it looks very nice. It's nice and LED lit up. I think it looks very cool. And I like the background. The setup just looks really, really nice. I gotta say that much. Like, the setup's very cool. That's just the setup. You got everything there looking like, looking good, I guess. So, but I gotta say, thank you for you all for submitting your submissions. If you want to submit your thing, all you gotta do is just go in the Discord, make an account if you don't have a Discord account, and you just post it in there, and we can go check it out, and we'll go review it on a video. And of course, if you are enjoying these tech news videos, I hope you guys will give this video a thumbs up. And of course, if you want to stay in the loop with all the new tech stuff that's coming out, make sure you guys subscribe, because this is a series. And of course, there's a playlist I believe I've been starting up, so you guys should be able to go through and add yourself, watch all the latest videos as well. And I'm thinking, thank you all. We've been getting a lot of support lately. It's been really good, and I'm having a lot of fun recording these. And let me know if you guys have any other kind of video ideas you want to see as well, because we've also got a couple other ideas to include. But mostly it's just focusing on this news thing. So I say thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys right back here tomorrow for another video. So thank you all. See you guys next time.